afternoon, everyone. So I am currently in the apartment of my dad's house, and I was sitting here and I was like, I want to film a video, and so I'm going to film a video about each of the planners that I use, why I use them, and everything of that nature. So I have a pile. This is actually not all of them. These are just, I have multiple ones of each of these that I use in different capacities. So let's get into it. So I have 4 different planners here. I use each of them differently. They're from 2 different brands that will both be linked down below. These 2 black ones are Passion Planner, and then these 2 heavier ones that are coiled are Erin Condren. So I've used Erin Condren longer than I've used anything else. I just like her customization and how you can really make the planner your own. It's not just like we've made hundreds of thousands of these and have shipped them out to people. It's actually like each one is a little bit different and has its own characteristics to it. So I'm going to start off with Erin Condren, and I'm going to start off with the bigger one. So I actually have 2 of these, which when I was ordering I wasn't thinking, and I just ordered 2 of the exact same one, so they have the same cover. So I had to order more Erin Condren covers. They should be in here soon. But this is the Erin Condren Teacher Planner. So this one that I have with me, which has a lot of dots and things like this, this is my social media planner. So I have pocket in front, stickers, and then like the monthly spreads and monthly spreads, weekly and monthly spreads. So how I use this one is I take, I'm just going to open up to random month. So I use the monthly spread to map out my YouTube, what's going to be going up each day, and then I, on the page before the monthly here, on the notes page, I plan out what's going up on my Instagram each day and what's going up on my podcasts. So if you guys don't know, I have an Instagram which you guys can follow. Can't remember which side I put that on. Sorry guys, I'm like way out of it today. And then I have a podcast that you can also go and listen to on Apple or Spotify. So yeah, and on my podcast we talk about a lot of different topics, anywhere from Disney to devotionals to motivation to, yeah, we have a range of topics. My Instagram, we talk about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of group community conversations that I like to start on there. And then on my YouTube, we have these videos, and I love chatting with you guys in the comments down below. So please don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. And also please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And yeah, so the monthly spreads I use for planning out my YouTube videos, and then the notes pages I use for my Instagram and my podcast. And then the weekly spreads, actually probably should just show you one that's actually filled out, shouldn't I? So the weekly spreads, this one actually doesn't have too much writing on it. So I use these top 4 to actually map out what needs to be done that day for filming things for YouTube, recording things for my podcast, photos that need to be taken, photos that need to be edited, pretty much my to-do list for anything that's happening. And then my bottom one, way down here, I write down what's actually going up that day and what time they're going up and everything like that, so that I can keep track of everything that's going on. So I also have a second one of these that I actually use for my business, and how I use that is I have each of these lined up in early morning, mid-morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening and then I also get rid of the days there and I put them up here, and I make lists of who needs to be called for my business during each of those times, and that's how I manage that. And then on my monthly spread in my business one, I organize that by what events we have going on for the business and everything of that nature. So my teacher planner, This I would recommend for anybody who wants to be highly, highly organized, and how I mainly use it is a to-do list for each day of things that just need to be done. Is just how I use them. So that would be my recommendation for you. I also have a lot of friends who actually use it as a teacher planner, and they really enjoy it. And so if you're wanting something that has more space, it's bigger. This is an 8.5 by 11, so it is quite a bit bigger. This is probably the planner for you. So then we get into the Erin Condren Life Planner, which, as you can see, is quite a bit smaller. This is a 7 by 9, and this is like the #1 planner that she sells. Her address books, her wedding planners, her deluxe notebooks, like everything's this size. So the Life Planner, she has 3 or 4 different layouts now. She has 4. So she has the vertical, which is what I have, which is this style of layout with, like, most people use it in morning, afternoon, and evening, and then like a to-do list. So that's the vertical. I have had an hourly and I have had a horizontal. I don't have either of them with me. The hourly is great for just blocking out your time each day. It's set by hour increments, but it has 2 blocks per hour. And then the horizontal is exactly how it sounds, the horizontal layout, which I can insert a picture here because I do have a horizontal at my house that I used to use as my business planner before I decided that I needed more room. So personally, I use this planner as my memory spreads. I decorate it with kits, and I will be having videos up on my channel shortly showing that as soon as my kits get in for what I want to do. So I use it as a memory tracker of like the good things that happened each week and like the lessons that I learned and things like that, and I like sharing that with you guys. So that's what I personally use this for. I have people who are in my Arbonne organization. They use a life planner. They have the hourly layout, and that works great for them because the blocks when they're just like working, they put a to-do list there. There's lots of different ways and spreads that you can use a life planner. When I was in school, I used a life planner. I loved the life planner, especially the horizontal, because I would put in the top line what was like due that day, and then I'd have a checklist below of like what needed to be done, because I always turned assignments in like weeks in advance, but I always wanted to remember what things were actually when they were due, so that if I had somebody else in my class who was asking, I could keep track of that for them. And then I also love the monthly spreads on the life planner, and this is just overall a great size to have. So life planner is a good option for you. I just like its customability of how you can really make it into whatever you want to make it into. And then we get into Passion Planner. So Passion Planner I actually found when I was in school. The founder of Passion Planner had donated a whole bunch of Passion Planners to our school, and I got one, and it was the classic, which is exactly this layout. Which, what I like about this is that it's very goal oriented. So there's the hour blocks, there's your to-do list here, there's the space of infinite possibility, and then there's some goal settings over here, or like the best thing that happened this week, and then a quote. So I really like that. This, as you can see, has no decorations in it or anything like that. The only decorations that are in here are my monthly spreads that I actually share with you guys, which is how I keep track of my expenses and things of that nature. So this planner is kind of like my everyday, keeping my appointments, packages that are supposed to be coming in, my to-do lists for work and things like that that aren't in my other planners. And this kind of like if I'm traveling, this is the one that comes with me, because like I need to be keeping track of like what I'm doing each day, like where I have meetings, where I need to be, anything like that. Then I always customize the front of it. I always put stickers and then cover them up with tape, because I don't like the plain black. So I like that. So that I would definitely recommend for a student or somebody who's like very goal oriented. And then last but not least, we have the Passion Planner Daily. Now, I do not like the Erin Condren Daily. I will just come flat out and say that. I do not like it. It has pretty much almost the equivalent to this side on both pages, and it's like one day and then the next day. I like this place of infinite possibility where I can just like make a larger to-do list if that's what I need, kind of just anything. And for my home days, I don't fill in the dates with this until I'm actually using it, because this is the planner that I use when I'm on my home days where I'm working at home, and I put like today's focus, the 3 main things that I need to get done, my personal to-do list, my work to-do list, and then I always like put like a word that describes that day in the space where it says free space to grow. And then there's self-maintenance, best thing that happened today, I learned today in 1 word, mood, and then it has like the schedule of like what happened. So this is what I use for my home days when I'm really needing to focus on like a to-do list of like personal stuff, of like dealing with my insurance or like working on YouTube, but it's more like focusing on one video for YouTube and like getting that done instead of like my big picture planner. So like this is like my small picture planner for like each day of like we're focusing only on today, we're not focusing on like the big picture of what's going on. And then my other planners are more like big picture oriented of like what's happening this week, what's going on in general. So those are the 4 planners that I use. I hope that it helped you guys kind of break down, figure out what it is that you're wanting, needing in life. I do apologize that I am at my dad's, so some of the inserts now that I'm actually thinking about it might not actually be in this video like I wanted, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye guys!